What's good, people? Welcome back again to MKO Pugilism, aka MKO Boxing, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff, and of course, follow on TikTok. And yeah, let's get into this one. So, this one, we're just going to get into Dillian Whyte versus Ebenezer Tetteh. So, this is a fight that took place on, you could say, kind of an obscure card, headlined by Whyte and Tetteh. It was in Gibraltar, bit of an unusual venue for boxing, excuse the wires there. But yeah, he's fought there before against Christian. No, that I think was in Ireland. But yeah, he's definitely fought there before. And this was one of those fights where it was, I would say, kind of better than expected because the expectation going into it was for Dillian Whyte, of course, to win. That's why you fight a guy like Tetteh. Tetteh had been blown away before by Daniel Dubois, and he has a lot of knockouts on his record. He's claiming to be 36 years old, but he definitely looks a good 10 years older than that. But yeah, he come in with serious power, and he was there to maybe give a few rounds to Dillian Whyte, and then Dillian Whyte takes him out, and it was definitely not what happened because Dillian Whyte came in there doing the right thing, delivering good straight punches from the opening bell, keeping it straight, keeping it long, throwing nice combinations. And Dillian Whyte was well in the ascendancy as the fight sort of carried on. And Tetteh was, as I like to say, always sort of playing catch up, and there was a big difference in skill between the two guys. And I don't consider Whyte to be the most skillful boxer, but he has got a good boxing brain, and he does the basics quite well. And Tetteh was just sort of following Whyte around, and Dillian Whyte was able to catch him with counters on the way in, but he was just having this problem of it seemingly not being able to put a dent in Ebenezer Tetteh, because Tetteh, it was like whatever Dillian Whyte threw, and Dillian Whyte had to, at times, trying to be, he would try to be in the center of the ring, but then he'd have to give ground quite a lot. And, even when he's doing that and landing the combinations as Tetteh would come in, Tetteh would come in and take them and eat them and sometimes smile that he's taken a shot, and then he'd be winging his own shots in. And to his credit, Dillian Whyte, he hardly got caught with anything from Tetteh because Tetteh was just, as much as he did have the toughness, he did go some good rounds in there. It ends in round seven. He was taking his lumps off of Dillian Whyte, but Dillian Whyte, to his credit, was much better defensively, and he was able to sway and bob and weave and sort of rock the upper body around, move the upper body around, so that whatever Tetteh was throwing, it wasn't landing flush. And it was one of these fights where it was just pretty much the same pattern, and you just thought, well, any moment now this Tetteh guy can go, but he looks to be enjoying himself in there, and Tetteh just kept plowing after Whyte. He did land one or two big shots, but to Dillian Whyte's credit, it would be like every time Tetteh would land, okay, you land with it, then Dillian Whyte's moved, or he's either moved his upper body so that Tetteh can't land again, or he's moved his feet and he's out of range. And it was an interesting bout. Good performance, I think, overall by Dillian Whyte. Wasn't nothing perfect, but it was. I would say it was a good performance, and ultimately it ended up getting stopped by the corner of Tetteh in round seven. So he didn't get to do that round. And I guess for me, that's probably the right result. I mean, he looked tough and he looked to be eating shots to the point where he probably could have done the 10 rounds. But I think the corner, they're just kind of saving him from any permanent damage and sort of saving him for another day, because the thing was, while he was tough and while he was taking the shots and he didn't go down or anything like that, you got to remember, I suppose, it's head trauma, and it's dangerous to just be following someone around and be unable to land your own punches and then keep getting lit up and keep getting hit by your opponent's punches. So yeah, good overall result for Dillian Whyte. I don't think it's one of those performances that's going to set the division alight. And after the fight, he was calling out Anthony Joshua. I suppose that is a good call out for Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte can sort of put himself right in the picture, right in the spotlight, if he can manage to finally sort of get one over on Anthony Joshua. So I think strategically, the Joshua fight is a smart one for Dillian Whyte, because yes, there's a big possibility he loses. I'd pick Joshua to probably beat him at this point, just because Joshua's a bit quicker and he's a bit better coordinated and stuff. And I just think he's kind of the better fighter of the two. But it's a good opportunity for Whyte if he can get that, because that can put him right up there, as one of the guys that could be in line for a title shot. Obviously not immediately, but a win over Joshua could go a long way. Um, but yeah, that's sort of the story of the fight. You had a very game opponent in Ebenezer Tetteh, sort of trying to run and follow Dillian Whyte around, but taking loads and loads of shots and just eating them for breakfast. And you had Dillian Whyte, who just completely outboxed Tetteh, threw some good powerful shots, and eventually it gets stopped. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this fight in the comment section below. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out.